What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I'm your host, Jimmy Smith, and I am running on fumes, but I am very excited to talk about this Eagles-Vikings game with you tonight. So I appreciate each and every one of you taking the time tonight, bearing with me. Voice is a little shot, definitely beat up as hell, but I want to talk about this huge victory with some of you because earlier I got to talk to some of you. I made an early morning video, got home at like a little after 4 o'clock, got some things done, pretty much just stayed up all day. So it's been a wild day, but I'm just beyond excited about this team. You know, being there, it was beyond excited. So I want to talk about this with you, what I saw being there, what you guys saw at home. So let me hear your thoughts. I hope you're all having a great week. I know my week is definitely going great now, but let's get this bad boy started. I don't have any crazy graphics or anything crazy in store for you tonight. Just want to talk a little bit about this game, tell you what I saw, and again, just would love to hear what you have to say. So whether you're watching this live or you're watching this later, please feel free to comment down below. But what a damn win it was, 24-7. And, you know, at halftime, it was 24-7 again. And someone had said to me at halftime, oh, this is what happened last week. And I said, and that's why we talked about it was a good thing that happened last week because we were able to win and you need to learn from those things. So maybe that would come in handy. Well, same scenario this week. And the offense maybe didn't have the pedal to the metal, and some questionable play calling for sure, I thought. But I think, looking at this defense, holy hell, man, really impressive. And we've talked about what this defense was going to be able to do when running those odd fronts. I spent all offseason trying to convince people that we weren't switching to a defense we already ran last year. We just added personnel. So we've talked about why we struggled last week using those even fronts. So when you look at what we were able to do yesterday using those odd fronts, able to stop Dalvin Cook, hold him to 17 yards, Justin Jefferson to 48 yards. And those are the things we talk about. And people are always going to complain, and there were definitely some mistakes. And, Jordan Davis still seeing limited amount of snaps. Nakobe Dean not seeing many snaps, only special teams. So I think, these are things people get upset about. But I think I'm trying to, trust the process, essentially. And these pieces, they're going to fit perfectly, the way we talked about. But they do take time, these things. And that is something we talked about. We can't just expect all of these things to happen overnight. And we talked about those growing pains, and we've gone through them already, but we're 2-0. So that to me is fantastic. You look at what Jalen Hurts is able to do. People really have had to quiet down. He can't pass. He can't develop. He's only going to be good. He can't be great. Those kind of things, I've been trying to combat for a very long time. And it's like nobody really knows. But for them to say that he can't just to me was wild. So, I sought out over a year now to get people. Every time, they're the biggest Hurts fans, but then as soon as they hear a trade rumor, oh, we got to trade for this guy, he'd be so much better. And it's like, that's never going to be me. I'm truly behind Jalen Hurts and this team. And I think people see why now. I was so adamant about just staying patient and believing that development was real. And you guys remember I compared the Josh Allen first 19 starts to Jalen Hurts, and people got really upset. Even though I put in the same exact tweet right there in the tweet, it said, I'm not saying that they're, I'm not comparing their intangibles, not saying they're the same person. He's going to be better than them. It's just to say players can develop. And I understand people like to follow narratives, and go with the grain, but I go against the grain. I always try to actually think and develop my own thoughts rather than, okay, this is what, some guy that's never played a sport in his life made up. Now, all of a sudden, everybody else is saying it, and it's like, why does that make it more true? To me, that's never been the way, and that's how, we're able to combat all the nonsense with actual stuff that happens because they're just not watching. So, or they just don't understand how the cap works or what a defense is. So it's too easy. But, it's funny because now everyone has to change their tune. Oh, I knew. And it's like, look, man, I've been having a heyday, but I promise, I don't want to worry about the negative people. We knew that they would come along, right? We talked about this for a very long time. We knew they'd flip-flop. They always do. So we know with these new fans, they're not built like the old school Eagles fans like we are. We're diehards. We don't care. It's a win, lose, or tie. But now we're going to have to deal with those fans being back. So be careful. If, we start, looking bad in a game or something, it's all over. We got to fire every coach again. We're trading Hurts. You know how it's going to go. So let's just not get ahead of ourselves. So we understand that this team still needs work. We understand that, to be a Super Bowl contender, they're going to have to keep growing. They're going to have to stay healthy. A lot of things have to happen. It's not just, oh, they're automatically, this is how it goes. It's like, no, this is what we've talked about for over a year. So it's always cute when people will say that to me, like, oh, you just all of a sudden think that. It's like, oh, sorry, bud. Trying to break it down for you for over a year. And then it's just like, well, here's a video. Oh, or here's 64 more. Oh, did you want 72 tweets of me talking about it? Like, oh, did you need any of that? Oh, geez. We've had some interesting times here. Let me see. This might be the wrong graphic. Let me bring it up. It might be messed up. No, I think I got the right numbers here and there. Oh, it's a little just off. I had to fix it, I remember. But this one's saved in. You can see like it's a little, like the words, like they're obviously at the bottom when you see it's kind of off there. So regardless, this all stands true. So people were furious when I showed the first 19 starts. And, I was just trying to explain that development is real. I'm not comparing them in any way, shape, or form, their game, anything like that. Just showing that, because people want to show, look at his stats. This guy, he doesn't do this. He can't throw. Look at his completion percentage. And it's like, okay, I'm looking at it. And I'm also looking at what Josh Allen looked like. And I remember when everyone said that he was a bust. And I'm just trying to figure out if just maybe, they don't understand football. So that's kind of where my thought process is. So we're at a point where I'm looking at, that old tweet, and I'm trying to get back to the 700 comments that were there because I never could. But it's just laughable. You got people like, he's never going to be good. And then you click on their page and they've got like breakdowns of why he's going to be good. So I just started using that stuff against it, like using their own videos and then posting it on their comments. Like, well, actually, I think he can. And here is proof. And that's got to be weird for them. Like, oh, that's me telling me I'm wrong. Oh, shit, how do I do this? Oh, Lord. Oh, ducking in circles there. That'll get you. Yo, my man Drew, been waiting for you, brother. Let's go. Drew, I love you, dude. You have been here. The moment we met, you've been here riding with me, dude. And we've been trying, and we have no idea where this ship was going to sail to, but we knew we were going to be on it. We weren't jumping. And it is obviously going to be, some wavy times here. But look, the first week there were things we broke down, dude. You're too kind, Drew, my man. Really appreciate that. But yeah, let's go. It was quite the game, dude. Appreciate the super chat. Really, really do. That'll definitely help pay for that gas money yesterday. But what a day, dude. I left my house at like 10 o'clock, get to Philly, go hang out with my brothers, help him pack his entire truck, which of course he wanted to bring the damn grill. So I'm like, oh, I'm just going to lift this grill. Cause I was like, oh, so that means I'm putting it on, but that means I'm taking it off. And that means I'm driving from the stadium back to his house and then from his house back home. So I'm thinking about all these things. I'm like, well, this is going to be a day. And it was. But boy, I tried to get as many videos as I could and things like that. But guys, I suck when I'm there. I'm just in the moment. I'm loving it. But I always invite you guys there. You can always find me right across from the Westgate E-Lot, man. Right in between the Link and Wells Fargo. I'm always throwing it down, having a good time. It was crazy. One of you guys ran up to me, Ed, last night. Got me right in the middle of a video. Dude, I love that, dude. I want to meet all of you guys. Dude, we're all just diehard fans trying to live in the moment, dude. So my man Drew, all of you, just taking the time. This is what it's all about, man. And I hope, if I'm ever in a spot to be able to take you guys to games or do things like that, like that's what this is all about, man. And I really love you guys. So what a game it was, man. So I hope you're doing well, Drew. Appreciate that super chat, my man. But I mean, what a game it was. I really think that, when you're sorry, Christian, I don't know why it like flipped to yours and then went back there. But, for Drew here, I think what we talked about this week, right, was the fact that everybody's saying we can't stop Justin Jefferson. And, we got to remember that Dalvin Cook's there. They have Adam Thielen. They have Irv Smith. So we, how I do behind enemy lines. We break down every single thing that's happening. But we try to explain how you can beat these things and how you do that. So I talked about a lot of the quarter half, a lot of the cover six, a lot of that penny formation that you're going to see. And I think that people, were jumping aboard that finally near the end. And you should have saw me at the tailgates. I'm telling everybody, I'm like, this is how you stop Justin Jefferson. You think you could? I'm like, well, you can't stop him per se. He's going to get catches, but you can contain him. Dude didn't even get 50 yards. So, I mean, it's nuts, Drew. And we talked about this. This is, people can keep sleeping on us and they can keep telling us whatever they'd like. But, dude, the proof is in the pudding. How we built this roster, now we just have to keep watching them gel. They're only going to get better. This is their second game together. So, very young coaches, very young players, like the 7th youngest team in the league, I think. So, Man, I'm really excited about the future of this team. And you guys know last year I caught a lot of slack for saying this was going to be a dynasty. I think that, and I know it's hard to be a dynasty in today's age, but my point is, I really think we have the resources when I said that last year to build something special for a long time. And I think you can contend each year if you use those picks and that cast space, because Howie was a magician with getting rid of the quitter, Carson Wentz. So you have all that money. You saw what he was able to do with those picks, and we still have 2 first-round picks, and then we have 2 second-round picks next year. So it's like, bro, we're sitting pretty for the future, and I think people are about to learn really fast that this team means business. So what a game it was. I think it was an eye-opener for the world. We already know here. We've been talking about it for over a year, but ESPN, every other fan in the world, Monday Night Football. And now there's going to be fans, Kirk Cousins sucks in primetime. It's like, well, yeah, I know. I talked about it all last week. And it's like, but they have Dalvin Cook. They have Justin Jefferson. I don't give a shit. They have a good defense. I don't care what you want to say. This team still went out and beat them, man. And, someone said to me, they're like, it's only been 2 games, so you can't really go off stats. And then their second sentence was, they haven't beaten a team over 500 or something. And I was like, what? You just said it the week 2. My brain was about, I was like, wait. What? It's rough out there. I'll be real with you, but what a game, Drew. Appreciate you, man. Really do. Glad to say I've been with you since early last season. Christian Bosley. Christian, I've seen your name before, so I know you have. Beautiful to see everything came to fruition so far. Looking forward to it being sustained. Sorry, I butchered your name. I haven't slept, so I'm literally can't believe I'm even sitting here talking to you all. But I love you guys, and I truly appreciate your support, man. And how crazy is it that all of those people we talked about, the free agents, the draft picks, dude, it happened again. It's insane, dude. And all I'm trying to do is battle that misinformation. And a lot of fans and people think I'm like trying to argue with them or do it. It's like, bro, all I ever do, I don't argue with people. I just give information. People start arguments with me, and when I finish them, then they get upset. But it's like, well, what do you want me to do? Allow you to just misinform people? Jalen Hurts has a weak arm. Like, who told you that? You're not watching football. And if you are, you don't know what you're watching. And it's like, I don't deal with that, man. So that's all I'm trying to do. And, that's obviously respected by, trainers and football players. That's why I get to hang out with them and go to close practices and do stuff. And it's like, I'm really just trying to be what I always wanted. You know what I mean? In a media person, I wanted someone that just loved their birds. And I know you're supposed to be unbiased, but I'm not, dude. I love my birds, but I'm biased to an extent where I will tell you what's wrong with the team because I know what's wrong with it. I will break it down. I'm not going to sit here and whine like some people. Like when I go with my brother, he always listens to the radio, so I do have to listen to the station sometimes. And bro, I realize why I don't. And I'm like, what? Someone said yesterday that the way we were going to beat him, the way you got to play cover 1, you got to blitz him every play. I wanted to jump out of the vehicle. We were going 80 miles per hour. I'm like, this is it. I'm done. I was done. What? That is the worst possible idea to stop Justin Jefferson. Nope. I was just like, what are we doing here? And this is not, I'm not sitting here to, I'm smarter than everyone, or I want to, those are the people that are telling everyone that they're wrong when they want to believe in their Eagles. Like, we're Eagles fans, dude. We want to believe in our team. What is wrong with that? Well, you don't know. And it's like, look, dude, Christian, you've been here. It's like, all I ever do is try to give actual information. And if it's something dumb, I'll tell you, like Deshaun Watson. That's not happening. People are like, oh, F you, man. And it's like, okay, like, dude, sure, you want to believe people that tell you they have sources, but they literally, like, who? When have you ever seen them with a player or interviewing people that are like, I don't know what? So it's cute out there, man. But I just try to base everything off of facts and truth. So I'm glad you enjoy that. You know what I mean? I really appreciate that. That's all I'm trying to do. Really is. Hurts mobility, opens up the passing game because it keeps defense on their feet and second guessing. Eagle man, if that's not the most like explanatory basic thing I've ever heard that you should be literally giving to every hater out there. I love it, man. Exactly what Eagle man says there. How is that a problem? When they try to tell us that's an issue, that's a great thing to have. I was literally talking to my kid today about that. I'm like, that's a dual threat quarterback. That's what they call it. Cause he was like trying to think of the word. I'm like, dual threat, because he was saying how awesome it is, that he can pass and use his legs. And it's like, exactly, and I told him, and he knows because of Madden, Randall Cunningham, Donovan McNabb. I was like, I was so blessed growing up to see great quarterbacks, dual threat quarterbacks that really, dude, make it fun. Like, they make it fun. I know so many people that tell me, like, I'm an Eagles fan because I grew up watching Randall Cunningham. Like, I didn't, have a family from Philly or anything, I picked the team, and that's awesome. I have people that grew up a little later, I grew up watching McNabb, man. I love it, and it's like, that's awesome, dude. So now we've got, and, Michael Vick, even some people came along that time, and it's like, holy shit, man, we really, that dual threat quarterback, to me, that's a threat, baby. Threat. The word threat is in there, because it is. And I couldn't agree more with you, dude. Like, that opens up the passing game, because we talked about last week, the top 10 matchups. You're going to have to use Jordan Hicks, Eric Kendrick. Somebody is going to have to be spying this man at all times. So whatever their coverage is, you at all times have to be watching what this dude is doing. And that's huge, man. And that is not good for a defense. And what we talked about, why I thought this offense would be successful if we added a big name receiver like an AJ Brown or a Deebo Samuel, all those names that were coming up on that 5th year needed a new contract. Those guys we talked about, I thought, get a guy like AJ Brown, an ex receiver, a monster who can just, yak all day. And you have Devontae Smith, who it opens things up for. You've got Quez the speedster. Now you've got Zach Pascal, red zone threat, sure hands, good blocker. He can do it all. You've got Dallas Goedert in the middle, Miles Sanders, you're running back, the whole running back rotation. And then your quarterback is Jalen Hurts. Like, dude, how people don't think that this is not a serious threat in the NFL. I think they might now, but I'm telling you, the way they disagree with me, I'm like, you guys are just watching something completely different, because that's not what I see. You know what I mean? So we'll see. But like you always say, if Hurts performs like he did last game, he's going to be one hell of a season. Yeah. And not even what I always try to say, but I hear what you're saying, man. If he gets 1% better, if he learns from that last game, if he improves on what he did, even in losses, we talk about that. You guys know when everybody trade him, he sucks, we got to get Lamar Jackson. I would usually go out and be like, yo, dude, still believe in you. And just wanted to let you know, like, I saw where the mistakes were, and I know you're going to see them, and you're going to go out and fix them. And dude, that's all he did all offseason. So I had his trainer on, the chef. I wanted to know what this dude was eating, when he was sleeping. You might call that obsessive, but that's what I want in my reporting. I want to know what's going on. So we found out this dude was the Terminator, ready to just demolish everyone last year. And everybody's telling us he can't develop. He'll never work at it. And it's like, okay, dude. I talk to the people actually next to him every day, and they would disagree. Damn, Hurts stats are better. That's wild, isn't it? Isn't it? So that's 21 now. But when I made it with the 19, people were losing their minds. Well, there's 2 more games. So he's making it worse, and he's getting better. So the whole development isn't real and players can't get better argument is probably the dumbest thing I've ever heard, and not going well for those people. Some of them are lawyers, estheticians, horseback riders. They all think they're, smarter. They were entitled in life. So, and it's like, that's cute, bro. But just because you bought the, gold edition of Madden when it came out or whatever, I don't care. So the stats speak for themselves, my man. He said it right there himself. Nina in the building. Always nice to see you. How do you think people like Dan Sileo are feeling today, Nina? Do you think those people, you think I should go say what's up to them, ask them how they're doing? I love to see your banter with those people. They're all, they were clowning us all off season. Eagles suck, stealing my, actually that place they work for stole that graphic you guys are seeing. And as soon as they stole it, it was like 20 minutes after. I mean, they made it like a different looking, but they stole all the stats, but literally the same exact thing, and said like the same thing I did. And all I did was just retweet mine under it. Was like, really, dude? And so they had to delete it. And I was like, oh, so that's what kind of company this is. And now we see how they talk about our quarterback and how easily they flip flop. And it's like, yeah, I'm good on that, dog. I'll change the game. Jimmy's like, you want to get into the numbers? But yeah, dog, you want to do that? We'll dance. And that's the thing. Like, I grew up and I was always a math whiz. I mean, everybody that knows me, I knows I love numbers. But the thing is, I'm not somebody that's like, well, the statistics tell you that. It's like, I was always good with fantasy football and stuff years before, all of these shows and things like that, because I was using that analytical kind of stuff in my head before. But you have to incorporate real football with it. So it's like, you up that. And what that means is the element of surprise, man. You have no idea what's going to happen. And there's so much that goes into football, man. And people just, they think it's about just numbers, man. So it's like, all right, we'll dance. Let's dance. And then they get mad at me. It's like, how dare you? I spent a whole year telling you what you didn't know. And you spend 30 seconds out of your day to tell me I was wrong. How dare you? It's like, all right, dude. Like, you can be all right. You can be all right. Like, maybe if you can't handle the heat, don't step in the kitchen, dog. That's just how I feel. I was told Hertz has a new alarm. Yeah, I know. Where are those people? Those people I commented on a lot of that. Say, whoever's telling you he has a weak arm, tell them to start tuning in. Tell them they could probably learn something about football. I think we're gonna have to start from the beginning. Like I've been teaching all these things, and I think people are so lost. It's because like they need a basics. Like we got to go back to Pee Wee football and teach them what it is. It's like, oh, okay. Sure. My man, Christian, I appreciate you, dude. And then it's not even about that, dude. And I hate that. But like, even when I talk like that, I feel like, I'm not trying to sit here and be like, "Ugh." It's just, I love when I grew up my whole life. People tell me like, "Hey, you didn't know, like my mom has a lot of money, so I know a lot." And it's like, well, dude, you're still wrong. I really don't care how much you have. Like, I'm talking about real life here. So it's like, I've always dealt with people like this. And when you deal with death, it's kind of just like you don't deal with people like bullshitting and stuff. And my dad was always like that too. So he definitely rubbed off on me. But it's like, yeah, just we're not going to play that game. And it's not even that. Like there's fans and there's people that like, are casual fans that just don't, whatever. They don't know crazy shit like I do. That's fine. But they don't go out of their way to tell people how much they don't know. That's the people I have an issue with. Why do that? Like, why do you go out of your way to tell me how much I don't know? Like, I do a lot of work. Like, what gives you, how do you know? Tell me. And they never do. It's like they just will go in circles. Like, if you want to debate all about it, dude, but it's like never a debate. It's just, oh, here's something regurgitated I read. And it's like, yeah, I saw someone else retweet that. And that's dumb. Well, that's my opinion. It's like, but I read it too, dude. Yeah, dude. And that's what it's all, when I was there, that's what it's all about, dude. When the people are coming up, you're meeting people, you got stuff. It's like, this is why I created On the Road to Victory. Every time you hear that, I was telling you guys last night about the Canadians I met, I was telling one guy, it was his first time there. I said, you're about to experience something beautiful because not only are we going to win, but every time you hear that song and you're going to at least hear it 3 or 4 times a night. And we did. And I got to see him after the game, and dude, he must think I'm, Miss Cleo here. But dude, I love spreading knowledge. I want people to be able to walk into the room and be like, you're not going to slander my birds. I got a little something for that ass. So that's what we're doing to people, man. That's all we're doing. Those from Cousins fans and new Cousins has mobility and speed to evade the pass rush they're trying to use. Man, it's a trick. Yeah, man. And it's I think, Nina, I had mentioned this person earlier to me in Twitter, the Noodle Arm. There's like a person on Twitter that is, I think I blocked them last year. I will always ease and do this for your own mental health. Seriously, people are like, oh, it's weak, you black people. And it's like, bro, if you're literally like, if you think football is talking about how hot the guy is, or like, his pant size, or like what shoes you're wearing, like if you think that's what football knowledge is about, like, dog, I'm going to block you right away. Like I want to talk football. And if you can't do that, I'm not going to talk in circles with you, dude. Just told you, I already faced death. Like I don't waste time. You know what I mean? So it's like, all right, dude. And they, they get offended, but it's like, yo, Lottie, like I tell everybody every time, like if that's what's up, like I'm all about meeting people. We can go both ways. Believe in the human resolve. That's right. Look, Drew, we've probably known each other, what, year and a half now, maybe even. I think, look, for almost 5 years, I've been doing this. That's what it was all about. I was on my deathbed. All I wanted to do was show people, when everyone was telling me I should die because I thought Nick Foles would win the Super Bowl. I was like, dude, I just want you to believe that this guy actually has a skill set. And I'm explaining how he can win the Super Bowl because of the other pieces we have. And nobody wanted to hear it. And it's like, after we won the Super Bowl, I was like, oh, well, this is my destiny. So I've just continued to do it. And what's weird to me, though, is like people complain about always being lied to and misinformed. But it's like, there's a source giving you what happens and they just get offended as hell. And it's like, so you don't really want change. You just want to whine. And that's what I've found. So let them whine, man. But we're going to keep growing, as human beings. People need to learn that, you can develop. And when they tell you can't change, you can't do this, don't let them tell you that, man. That's what the world wants you to believe, man. You always fight. You always take from what you've learned. And what we talked about earlier, someone said, just 1% better every day. That's all you got to do, man. And that's why I loved Sirianni when he came in here, man. It's the little things in life. And I know people think that's corny and you should just drink beer and hate life and punch walls. But it's like, that's just not life for me, man. That's not for life for me. So I'm all with you, Drew. Nah, I knew this was one example. I think that's who you're talking about, man. Exactly. I love it. I love it. I love it. Took Jordan 7 seasons to get his first right. Exactly. People get wild. And in today's world, it's just gimme. And it's like, are we dealing with kids? Yeah, he's not. But I'm talking about all the people that work there. And I'm not going to take shots. That's why I just left it at that. But I will at him. I'm not talking about him. Yeah. I got you guys. That goes into the black stereotype. The black quarterbacks are only running quarterbacks, and white quarterbacks have zero mobility and speed. And there's no in between. These type of people, racial. Yeah, also something I talked about with my kid earlier. He's 12 years old. He knows everything that's going on. He saw the terrorist attack on January 6th. He knows what's going on in the world right now, and he knows how pissed people are that black quarterbacks are succeeding. They hate Lamar Jackson, Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, Jalen Hurts. Can't have it. But when you're from Philadelphia and you're a black quarterback, oh, dog, I'm sorry. They're going to hate you no matter what. And I feel bad. And I always stand up to that stuff, man. I hate it because that's exactly what it is for a lot of people. Now, some people, they hate life and they just want to be miserable. So I get those people. Some people just really don't like them. So whatever it is, I'm not saying that's all people, but I totally get it, man. And that is something we talked about. A lot of your teachers, I live in a very conservative area. It's like, you're going to hear a lot of people hating him. Just letting you know, as an Eagles fan, they're not going to like you. They're mostly Cowboys fans because, they're all from Dallas. Being very facetious. But yeah, I got what you're saying. Don't mind criticism, but it bothers me when people are that's what I mean. Like, people always just tell me I'm wrong. And it's like, well, why? Explain it to me. Like, or find where, like, because I do get stuff wrong. Like, I'm not like some genius, but like the amount of stuff I get right. If you can find me any media person, anybody that has done anything close, I'd love to meet them. Because they're not out there. And it's like, all I try to do is help. It's weird. It really is, man. I get you. I do. Argument is black quarterbacks shouldn't utilize their mobility because, but if you see a white quarterback doing it, they're the greatest thing since sliced bread. And Josh Allen is one of those guys. Oh, what an analogy too. White bread. Of course I use that one. I didn't even say I said white now, but I'm with you, dude. 100%. I try not to get crazy, but I'm all about it. All about it, dude. I know how ridiculous people are, dude, and how racist this world is. Really do. So I got what you're saying, my man. Yes, very great points indeed. Have to utilize all aspects. Yeah, man. And it's like accentuating the player's skill sets, no matter what it is. So people are going to find misery in whatever they can, but the Eagles need to find good things. And that's all we got to worry about. Our coaches, our quarterback, these dudes are built tough. They're not like these new Eagles fans. These guys can deal with adversity. They're ready, man. So they're not listening to the haters and all that. They don't care, man. They're not these new fans. They're not, man. Don't skip leg day, bro. He does not. When he was squatting 625, you guys saw like the bro barn and that interview, with the trainer. And I know some of you guys are new. I'm not sure if you ever checked that out, but go check that out, man. Gabe is so awesome. And we were able to talk about some really cool stuff off camera too. And I think part of the interview, one of the things is when he's talking about Deshaun Watson on the TV, where the reporter's like, Jalen Hurts sucks. You got to trade him, how most of the fans were. And dude, he's like, oh, I'll turn that off. And Jalen Hurts is like, no, keep it on. Like, that for me, I was like, oh yeah, like he wants to hear that hate. Like, go ahead, dude. And man, he really looks like he's using that right now. So what a great interview before the season, last season, just trying to get people aboard this Hurts train. And a year later, it is nice to see people jumping aboard. Now they did a little bit once we started winning a little bit, but they obviously backed off. And as soon as we lost, I knew he was horrible. It's like, well, he did have a high ankle sprain, and I could break it down for you, but he was immobile. So it took away one of his strengths, mobility, being a dual threat quarterback. I'm being very facetious. I'm talking slow on purpose. Obviously talking down to them. So yeah, man, dude, and he is jacked beyond belief. So he definitely put it on, but he can throw. He worked on more torque, less velocity. People talk about he's a weak arm. The guys that don't know football, that think they played Madden once and won a Super Bowl, that they are now experts. Talking about he has a weak arm. It's like, I wish you would watch football because he doesn't. So now they have to figure that out. And it's got to be hard for him, dude. Because it's like, well, if he has a weak arm, how is he throwing far? It's very hard for me to understand. And I bet it is. On the rollout plays, Hurts was playing smart. He was taking, I used one of those videos. Someone, a year ago was trying to tell me Hurts couldn't develop into anything but a good quarterback. And I looked at the page today and they had this thing about how great he develops, and they literally came on my post to tell me he couldn't develop. And then they had a video about his development. I said, oh, this is time is a flat circle, baby. So I took that video and I brought it along with my comment. And I said, I still think he can develop. Check out this video here. So it was their video telling them they were wrong. So I had to be like, I can't imagine how that went, but enjoy that. Heard someone say today Hurts has gotten better every year for the last. Yeah, I mean, I guess yes. Yeah. But the great thing is, it's been about 7 years since he's had the same system. So we talk about since high school, he has not had the same system. That is something very beautiful and is going to allow him to grow. But as human beings, we should all grow every day. And that is something that Jalen Hurts, as a leader, as the kind of human being he is, I can't wait to watch him grow. And he's still like a 23-year-old kid. Makes me feel like shit, man, I better get it together. Like this dude is just now, if I had millions of dollars, it'd probably be much easier to get my life together. But as I'm saying, this dude really, he's got a clear head and he's able to focus on football and football alone. And that's awesome, dude. If you got the talent, go get it, baby. So happy for him. And I hope he goes and gets that money eventually here. But this dude is focused and I love every second of that, dude. So when I had his trainer on last year and talked about him being up, they get up at 5:30 a.m. They're all like, oh, let's go work out. And he's like, hey, just get done my first set. Anybody want to play Madden? He's taking a break, beating your ass in Madden. And then he goes back to his next set. And dude, check that interview out if you guys haven't. It's on my YouTube or just type in Gabe Wrangle, Jimmy Smith. Dude, oh yeah. Gabe's the man. Gabe's the man. We're still very good friends today. And we have some very good conversations. We did yesterday too. It's just, people have been slandering this team for a while. And wonder how that's going to work out for him at the end of the year. Don't forget his arms too with pads on game day. It doesn't look like, but his arms are used. That's what he was talking about, man. His squatting, his arms, his legs, everything. He's a giant. He's a beast. I call him the Terminator, and he has filled that out, my man. So I'm not sure. Maybe he didn't mention it, Nightings. You know better than I. I told you I'm running on fumes, but good call, man, because he does. I mean, we talked about this all season, squatting 625. Like what? He goes to the bro barn with the offensive linemen. Okay. Dude's he's an animal. He's an animal, man. Good to see you back, my man, Joseph. What is going on, dude? I hope you are doing well. Dude, I haven't slept since yesterday. I don't know how. Maybe I'm bringing it back to my younger days, finding, that source of energy. I'm not really sure. Most people think I'm on drugs, and I don't blame them because I am pretty insane. I can't deny that. But, dude, I don't know how. It's just the pure love for the Eagles. I think that just keeps me going. I have been on cloud 9. When I left the stadium, got to my brother's house, chilled with him for a minute. Then I drove home, got home at 4 a.m., started trying to get back to some of you guys, started posting some things, doing some things, ended up staying up. Kid goes to school. Well, might as well stay up. So it just kind of, I'm here. Gonna go to bed early tonight, but great to see you, man. So I just want to hear your guys' thoughts. What a great game. Darius Slay was amazing. What a fun game that was to be at, seeing him handing out balls. I mean, it was so cool. Harden was there, but dude, everybody was there. Reese was there. Of course, Bryce Harper was there. It was pretty awesome. What is her damn last name? Quinita. She makes that Abbott Elementary. She was there. Dude from Hangover, Bradley Cooper. There was all kinds of people. Again, my brain's not working. I apologize. But, dude, I hope you enjoyed that game as much as I do. I can't believe my voice is even working. Earlier today, it was hard to even talk. But, oh, my God. Yeah, and I was trying to get everyone in the parking lots insane all day, dude. Just, let's go. Like, you better get your ass. Just trying to get that energy up because it seemed like people, oh, good, it's the Vikings. Letting people in purple walk around and make you feel, come on, dude, stand up. Be a man in your house. Let someone walk in your house. Come on, dude, piss on your couch. Give me a break. So don't worry. I made sure to be there for the first one. I was like, oh, hell no. Because we all remember my post from last year. For every 500 boos all the fans were giving Hurts at the link last year, I was screaming, let's go, cheering them on. So what a great change it was to have them cheering for him in this game. It was like, thank you, God. So did my best, man. Great to see you. Hurts is good all-around game, dude. He's going to be insane. This is literally a second-year starter, third in the league. People are in for a really bad surprise, man. Talked about his squat. Just wanted to comment. Yeah, man, his arms are huge. Yes, we have talked about that all off season. Sorry if I didn't specify that at this moment. But, yes, we all have been talking about it. You are new to the channel, Nightings, but yes, we have been trying to get everybody on board. Happy to have you, my man. Also, my dream physique is quarterbacks Allen and or Hurts. Yeah, I mean, being a giant like Allen can run people over, or just being athletic as hell and just gifted as shit. They both are. So, yeah, I'd be fine with either. And they're two completely different players. And, something I made sure when I made that first comparison to say, like, everybody's like, well, yeah, but But the arm, yeah, but you said that he'd be better in 3 years and 16 games. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, where does it ever say any of that? And people are great with deflections in today's age, but it's like, dog, you're going to have to take that somewhere else because we're just talking about facts in these parts. Like, if I wanted to dress like a certain quarterback, Derek Carr, oh, no doubt. I just dress like a vagabond. I'm just not big. My girlfriend's into that stuff. I know she likes getting all dressed up and stuff. But I just never been the thing for me, man. But more to each their own, man. So hey, I love it, dude. I know Joe Burrow looked hilarious. If I had millions of dollars, that's how I would dress, hilariously, like all the time. I totally would dress in the most. I'd be James Harden. I totally would. That would be great. Yeah, you know what I mean? Especially with this damn disease. I would, please, you guys come help me. And I've said that, dude. When I'm working my way up and I'm eventually these trainers and chefs and be like, hey, you guys mind if I stop by? I mean, nothing like making yourself feel like a piece of shit going to work out with some NFL players. Yeah, that's a great idea, dude. No, but that would be awesome. It really would. But yeah, for sure. All our starting quarterbacks have interceptions. Yeah, dude. Look, Slay, Bradbury, Maddox, they all had great games. I thought yesterday was awesome, dude. It was really couldn't have asked for a better outcome. And look, yes, there are things we've already talked about that need to be worked on, but we knew that already. This is week 2, man. That's the things you expect. So very happy to see this team 2-0. But yeah, I love your creative player there, man. Awesome stuff. How funny was it to hear Troy ask live? I don't know, why does he hear squats so much, followed by him carrying 3 dudes in the end zone? I was at the game, my man. I actually did not get to hear any of that stuff. But look, it was awesome. I have the live clip. I was actually recording at that time. So I think it's on my YouTube, so you can check that out. I put it's like 30 seconds or something like that, but it's him running it in, baby. I just had that feeling. I was like, I better get my damn camera. And I didn't take many videos, but that was one of them. So let's go. Your voice is cracking me up. Delusional fan voice you do. Oh, dude. I'm sorry. I've always been this way. I am a high plains drifter. So I try not to be, you know what? No, I will be me forever. So love it, dude. Glad you enjoy it. And I love having you here, man. I always appreciate talking with you. Man, if I was wearing the pads on the field or dressed like Derek, I don't know how he dresses off the field. Laugh a lot. Oh, I thought you were saying with the black wear, like, because he dresses like, and that's what I would dress like Darth Vader. If I were the Raiders, I would make it like, if I were the owner, I'd be like, look, dude, you guys have to wear black because black's badass. I think you guys all know I predominantly wear black. Of course, I'm not right now, but it was too hot. I was dying. I haven't slept. I'm like, but yeah, I hear you. And there's actually a thing I saw the other day you would probably enjoy. It was like the sleeves and all the stuff. It was like, checking the players. You know what I mean? So checking out like what they're wearing, grading their stuff. Damn it. I wish I could remember it for you, dude. But it was pretty interesting. I was like, that's funny because when I was a kid, I was really into that stuff. And I know you're younger, so I get it, man. I'm not trying to bust on you. I totally get that. When I had those modes and games, when they started coming out, like create a player and stuff, and you could add like the gloves and I was like, oh, yeah, give me the armband. And yeah, I was all about it. So I'm with you, dude. I totally hear you, man. Yeah, it is, man. And when the Eagles said they were coming out with black helmets, I was like, oh, felt like it was a little present for me. I was like, I appreciate you guys. You do too much for me. I'm just out here doing my best, but thank you. But no, dude, I cannot effing wait to see that all black because I already love the all black uniform and it looks sharp with the Eagles helmet, but now you're adding black and it's not going to look that different because our, green is kind of dark, but it will when you're looking. And I just, but that, yeah, a matte black. I think, I'm a big fan of, and I've always worn black. That's just how I am. Like back to hearkening to, just not big into dressing up, as you guys can probably tell. I've got long hair. I don't really care. I just let it go. I always throw it up because it's annoying and in my way. But I've always been like that. Always a free spirit. I've had long hair since I was a kid. I always grow it back out. And when I got sick, I was like, nah, I'm definitely growing that bitch back out. So it's back, baby. And I know it offends some people, but it's like, look, I don't spend any time putting products in my hair or doing anything weird or, weird shit that they do. So who's the girl? I don't. Pretty weird. But dude, I love it. Show it to me if you remember it. I want to see that. Not gonna lie. What are you talking about? I can't remember anything. I'm telling you, I'm running on fumes, man. Remind me, and I will show you whatever it is. Sorry, dude. I'm seriously, this is bad. I was like, I shouldn't even make a video. I'm running on fumes, dude. But the voice you just did, and I don't even know what I just did. Lord help me. Well, you ask my girlfriend, my kid, anybody, dude. They'll be like, oh, you or family, anybody that knows me, they'll be like, you don't even have an idea of how nuts this dude is. I try to be semi-normal here, but you ever come hang out with me? Yeah, man, you'll see how nuts I really am. But glad you enjoy it. I really am. You had to wear the visor on the helmet. Oh, dude, dressing the players up. Oh man, I had to have the visor at all times. Like it was, and the black, like you had to have that. You had to look like Dawkins at all time, you know. And I even sometimes I would be putting neck rolls on like too many at times on the defense. I'm like, all right, you know, can't. So as I got older, I was like, you can't be doing that with secondary guys. That's weird. Looks. And then but I grew up, you know, and it's like I watched Clyde Simmons. It's like, dude. And it got to a point where it's like, all right, man, it is cool, but no, but I was obsessed with that stuff. Long hair, don't care. Hacksaw, Jim Smith. You're right, 100%. Love it, dude. Checking out the player sleeves outfit thing. Oh yeah. Oh, dude, yes. Oh man. And it was weird because the day after, the reason I remember it so vividly is because the next day I saw maybe John Clark or somebody posted something about one of the players going up to Deion Kane, and they were like grading him like he does it, you know, on a live feed. So I was like, oh, what is going on? And it reminded me back then. I was like, I used to care about that. So that's weird. Full circle, man. I'm telling you, full circle. Time is a flat circle, man. For any of you that have watched True Detective, checking out the players. Yeah, I'll find it. I will. I promise. That's on me. Say the comments as you said, dude. I'm a drifter though. Right now, I'm telling you, I can't believe I'm here. Like, look at me. I mean, I always look like I'm dying, but I'm running on fumes here. I'll be honest with you. But dude, I will do my best to find that for you. I promise you. I'm going to. How do you even search for that, man? I will find it. I'm pretty good with that kind of stuff. So I will do my best. You a 90s kid. You sound like a millennial. Now that's a bad thing. No, I am a millennial. I was born in 1986, though. Grew up with Cunningham Tecmo Bowl. Yep, that's all me, my man. 1986 was the year. So I grew up with Cunningham. That was my first. Now it was the change from Jaws to Cunningham, but I just remember my dad always bitched, and I mean I remember it because he bitched about it years after how, you know, we never used him correctly, and don't even get me started. But he, I fell in love with Randall Cunningham as a kid right away. We were on board with him, and then that was my favorite quarterback, man. He will always be my first favorite quarterback or my first favorite Eagles player. But when they ask me who my favorite is, I always have to go with Brian Dawkins because that was my teenage years, and that's who I tried. That's when I played football. That's who I watched. And I was a wide receiver, but I demanded, now I was a corner, but I demanded they move me to safety because I proved I could knock people out. Because back then you were allowed to. So wondering why I'm so brain damaged. Take a few guesses. But look, man, I never made it to any kind of level where it should be that bad. But I mean, where we played, I mean, that's all you really had, you know. So but no, man, yeah, I'm from 1986. So good to talk to somebody, you know, from that same age range. I know I'm old man river to most of you, but I try to keep up with the current events, stay hip with you guys. And I'm not bashing you if you guys are into dressing up or doing your hair or whatever. Like, that's cool, dude. Like, I used to do that stuff when I was like middle school and stuff. Like, I get it, dude. I've lived. I'm just a little bit older now. So please don't ever get offended by anything I said. That's not a point. It's always making fun of myself, really, in the end. But I appreciate the hell out of all of you. Born 1980. I love it, dude. And I always had like a crazy viewpoint on everything. My dad was born in 1950. So I had like this old school, like he went to Vietnam, but when he came back, turned into a hippie. So always called me the free spirit because like I tried to be more like him. And he wasn't a hippie. He was a drug and alcohol counselor. Like, but he was just, dude, my dad was the man. But then my brother, he was 9 years older. So my music, my like all my different views, like people are always like, what the like, are you an old man? And now I am getting older. I am 36. But even when I was like in my 20s at bars and stuff, people were like, you don't know this song or something. I'd like sing the whole shit and tell them the history of the band. Like, shut up, dude. Like, grew up listening to this every day with my dad. Like, people are funny, man. But I'm an old head myself, man. And at heart, even more. And in body too. Let's not get that wrong now with this disease. I'm like a 70-year-old man. That's pretty much, that's what they told me. They're like, you have to take care of yourself. Like when it gets cold or hot, like your body can really get, so bro, it sucks. It's lame, but I try not, let's not complain about it. Wanted to be oh dude, I had every jersey. I still have his little action figure, dude. It's at my damn sister's. It still lives though. I was like, I hope you know I'm getting that back. She found a bunch of stuff from my dad's. I just remember that. But dude, yes, that was my guy. That was my guy. I had the whole outfit though. Actually, you could like buy the whole John helmet and all that stuff. Yeah, that was my guy, man. So love it, love it. He was the man. Always loved the Rocket Man. Cunningham never really had receivers, mainly throwing to Calvin Williams. Oh, I love Fred Barnett though. Fred Barnett was my guy. I actually just got to meet him a couple years ago, which was really cool. But old Freddie B, man. But you're right. I mean, if we could have built around him and used him correctly, special things, and without the injury, of course, too. So, man, my dad, I felt, dude, how many times it just the what if, dude. I was at his grave that morning of the Super Bowl. I was like, dude, today's the day. There's no more what ifs, dude. This is the day that Nick Foles brings us a Super Bowl trophy. That was an emotional morning for me, man. And then after, dude, we all know. Born in 81. Love it. Yo. And see, I was just mentioning that earlier, JC. I was like, some people aren't, I'm not from Philly. I've lived in Philly, but my whole family was born there. I was the only one that isn't. Not everyone has that story. My grandpa worked at Connie Mack Stadium. Like, it's literally like my blood is green. You cut me open, it's coming out green. So not everyone has that though. Some people it's like, oh, my stepdad liked this, or I watched Randall Cunningham, or I saw Donovan McNabb, and I was just saying that earlier, JC. So I love it, man. And that's what this is all about, man. So I love that we can all just reconnect on something so magical. I got my jersey right here. You know what? Hold on. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Just get a little excited thinking about it. But it's my dog. Always will be. I will always have nothing but love in my heart for Randall Cunningham. That's my dude. It's my dude for sure. I love it. Love it. Love it. Yo, my man, AK. Yo, would have came into. Dude, that sucks. Would have loved to have seen you. I need to start being more vocal about the fact that I'm always in ELOT. It's right, like I know it now by heart. I'm always like, I know it's in between Wells Fargo and the link. It's the ELOT. Yesterday I was like, God damn it, E, right there, right in front of the Westgate, plow, right there. So next time, man, next time. But I hope you had a great time. I know I sure as hell did. You probably heard me screaming up a storm, yelling at people, just getting people pumped up. So love it. Hope you enjoyed the hell out of that game. It was truly beautiful. My uncle, when he came back from the Navy, got me into the Eagles. Cunningham was my first quarterback. Watched as a child. Love it. And that's what I'm talking about right there. And there's so many awesome stories. Like some people, and when I first started doing this, I didn't have a YouTube channel. I'm an idiot and started on Facebook and stuff. And, people, I made a post one time, like, tell me how you became an Eagles fan. And it was like one of the coolest things, man. People just like, my, uncle lived next to this dude that knew him and he came over one day and I got to talk to him and just became a big fan. And some people are like, oh, that's so dumb. But it's like, you don't know what kind of impact that has, when you're a child and you meet someone. Like I remember when I was a kid and the Eagles played the Lions and I thought Barry Sanders was the greatest running back, I still do, of all time. My brother was obsessed with Barry Sanders. So I was always into him, but I remember waving at him. Like I was screaming at him and I waved and he looked up while he was like stretching down by the end zone. It was before the game and he looked up and waved. And I just remember like at that moment, I was like, I'm going to be a running back. Like that changed what I was going to do. And I went and played Pee-wee football and became a running back like that, more 20 like that. It's little things like that, man. And I was an Eagles fan being there, you know what I mean? It's just little weird stuff. So I love it, man. I'm all about all that stuff. So that's a cool story, man. Appreciate you sharing that. Dude, very nice. Appreciate that, my dude. You also are the man. And you seriously are, man. I always appreciate you tuning in. Always have a great time with you. And, you supporting me. And you guys, I don't expect anything from you at all. But those of you who do what you can to help me out, dude, I can't thank you because it's like, look, I've never once asked you for anything and I never will because this is all about sharing brotherly love, dude. And I know we all go through stuff. So I just want to share that. And if anybody ever wants to help out, cool. But I want to get to a point where I can help others out. You know what I mean? So you helping me out, that only just makes me remember you more, man, because I always tell you guys this and I mean it. If I ever make it to anywhere, you're all coming with me, man. So not one of those pretentious people that, I know people like that. It's like, oh, I'll just forget everyone. But nah, dude, I remember the people that crossed me. Don't forget that either. But yo, it was a great gift from a beautiful woman. So old Chelsea, she's a true gem. I'll be honest with you. But that jersey, oh yeah, it was awesome. Oh man, hope you had a great time. Conchi Bakery, tomato pies. Oh yeah, I know it's always a good time. So hope you had a great one, my man. definitely have to stop by next time and have yourself a good time. We'll just leave it at that. But I was on cloud 9 yesterday. Holy shit, what a game. Have a white Cunningham is so clean. Oh man, I used to have one. I don't know where it is, man. There's so many, like my McNabb. There's so many things that like I want to go back like 15 years ago and suplex myself through a flaming table off of a 15-foot ladder because I just love to kick my own ass because man, I sucked as a joke. But I hear you. I wouldn't care. Who cares? F it, wear it anyway. But I hear you. That kind of stuff pisses me off too. But I just like to have it back. Dude, he was so good. He's the greatest of all time, at least that I watched. And people are like, well, let me tell you about Walter Payton. I'm like, look, man, I didn't see Walter Payton. So, I mean, I've seen his highlights, but Bear Sanders is effing amazing. I've never seen 1 yard look so amazing. Runs 37 yards backwards just to get that 1 yard. Loved it. Loved every second. Like, from Louisiana, let's go. You would have loved it. I was making True Detective. Dude, come on, man. I was out here making little analogies, doing great stuff, talking about flat circles. Love it. Appreciate you tuning in. Let's go, Bears. Hope you enjoyed the hell out of that game yesterday. I know I sure as hell did because I talk about my walls. I bet my walls were pretty happy I wasn't here yesterday because I'll be real with you. That would have been wall running time because really, I was losing my mind at the state. I was like, I know these people are dying. Like, and they're a Vikings fan. I know those people have a hard time when I'm around. And I'm not like, an asshole. Like, I'm not going to make you like, oh my God, there's children around. I'm just going to make you really wish you didn't come because it's the people that get loud. They do a little something the first, oh, we scored it. Now you ain't talking. It's like, oh, we'll remember that. Every interception, every knockdown, truly beautiful. It was. Anybody there? I hope you had a great trip. Hope you had a safe trip home. My God, what an amazing time it was. And for those of you at home, hope you enjoyed every minute of it. And dude, I love watching at home too, man. You get to do what you want, chill what you want. So wherever you were, I hope you enjoyed it, whether you're out at a bar, out at a friend's house. I just hope you were with people that you either loved or you despised and could have rubbed it right in their faces because man, what a day it was. Dude, we were talking about that. I said something about, I was like, I think I'm going to get an AJ Brown jersey. I was like, but I don't know. I was like, how do I then decide between AJ Brown and Devontae Smith? I was like, I need to, so they're like, well, probably just wait till next year because they're going to have Kelly Green jersey. I was like, great. Like, dude, and they're like, oh, what's wrong? And I was like, no, my wallet. I was just thinking about the fact that now there's 74 more options we're going to throw into there. And I'm kind of excited about it, to be real with you. 44 years old, still let's go. That starter jacket, love to see it. I've got a lot of old memorabilia, little things that I've kept like from my dad and things from my childhood. But when it comes to clothes, I don't know. I think I would just get trashed and like take shit off and leave it places. I'm not really sure what I did exactly, but luckily I was able to keep a lot of the keepsakes. But it's beautiful to hold on to stuff like that, right? And I think that, people don't realize what the Eagles mean to us. And I was talking to the Canadian guys yesterday that I told you I met. And I was just telling them, like, how they asked me how I became a fan. I said, well, this is my brother here. We grew up, diehards. My father, my grandfather worked at Connie Mack Stadium. Like, just explaining the story. But it's like, people don't get this passion because he said it was his first time at the link. I said, you're about to see what real passion looks like. Cause he said he was at the Lions game last week. I said, that's cool. So now you're about to see what real fans are. So when that chant starts, when you see, and you're going to see passion, pure emotion coming out from those souls, man, because people love their birds, man. And it's something special because we all have our stories, right? We all have something, dude. And it's awesome, dude. Like, my dad, my grandfather, like all that. And some of you, like, it's a friend or it's this, it's that. And it could be anything, dude. And I love that. I was talking about that post earlier, dude. I love that stuff. I love hearing your guys' stories, man. It's all about that brotherly love for me, man. And when I lost my father, that's what I was telling that kid. It really did a number on me. I started drinking, almost died. And it's like, and now look, I've made new family. I filled that void I lost, and it's like, that was something I always had with my dad, my bird. So it's like, we have each other now, man. And I love that. I just always want to be here for you guys and you guys to feel like you have something. You know what I mean? seen Walter Payton. They both are great. Oh yeah, dude. Well, I mean, I've watched this clip. I know what kind of player he is. He is, but it's just like I will not change my stance. You know what I mean? It's like I grew up watching the dude. My eyes will not allow it. Like my brain is like, nope. Your eyes told me, no. But hell yeah, very dope. 7th grade. That's crazy because when I was, let's see. No, wherever the last one is, I think I gave to my nephew. I think he would have been old enough. I was trying to think about the years there, but it's like some of that stuff still does exist. I just kind of think it doesn't because it's been passed down or something. Deal. I mean, just deal with my insanity here if you can. But hell yeah, man. Awesome. Love to hear it. One day I'll get a jersey, midnight green, Miles Sanders. Amazing. Hell yeah. Once I get in a position to help people out, I would love to try to help you there. But for those of you who don't want to spend money and get like authentic jerseys, there are sites. I know a couple years ago, somebody gave me one and I was able to get a couple. Some of them it's risky, but I know they're like $30-$35. But I don't know, man. It's hard trusting that kind of stuff. But I hope I can help you out with that one day, man. 7th. Yeah, I knew what you're saying, brother. But that's what's up. I got to say about our Super Bowl year, that you would appreciate. Oh, dude. Well, you can tell me anytime, my man, whether if it's something more personal or longer, you reach out, man. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, whatever it is. I don't really use Facebook that much, but whatever it is, man, would love to, hear that story, dude. I love hearing that stuff because, you guys all know my story. On my deathbed, created this, saying we'd win the Super Bowl. We do. Like, that's what kept me doing this. I was like, nope, I'm not. That's destiny, baby. So I'd love to hear yours. I love that stuff. I live for this stuff. I literally have not slept, dude. I'm telling you, I'm about to cut myself open so you guys can see the green. You could compare it with the red here. You'll see. Hey, man, I appreciate that. And I can't believe it, dude, but it's been like 10 years. It doesn't even feel like that. But once that happened, dude, we all know how drugs can get us. I used alcohol as mine and it got me good and ended up cirrhosis of the liver. So that's why I always say that stuff at the end of the videos. Always extend my hand, let you guys know I'm here because I mean it, man. I've been to hell and back. And I don't ever say I'm a preacher. I'm not a counselor. I'm not going to have your answer, but I am going to give you, the knowledge I have. Hope that my wisdom can do something for you. I'm going to tell you about my experiences and tell you what helped me and tell you about believing in yourself. It doesn't have to be, well, you have to go to this church or, well, you better go to this meeting or you better believe in this because that always pushes people away. That's what happened to me. So I always tell people, we're going to get you believing in yourself. We're going to get you, because that's something I struggle with. I'm not in any way, shape or form put together. I just try to help people while I'm helping myself. You know what I mean? And I love you guys. So that's why I say it. I'm not trying to preach. I'm not better than anybody, dude. I'm just trying to help people get through because I know what it's like to be at the bottom, man. For me, it was my uncle passed. Well, Goat Boy's name on my profile pic jersey. Yes, it is. I've seen that before. Well, I hope you're the goat of something great, my man. And I'm really sorry to hear about your uncle, but I try to remember them in the great times and hope that, whatever you believe in, it's just like, dude, I hope you're somewhere and you get to, see this, enjoy this, that Super Bowl. It was wild. My uncle brought a picture of my dad with, so it was just wild times, man. That kind of stuff. It means something to us when you watch an Eagles game and it makes you think of, somebody that passed away that you cared about. It's like, that's what the Eagles mean to us. You know what I mean? I don't think people understand that. Definitely, man. Don't thank me. Well, you can because I'm a man of my word and I'm going to keep trying to grow this bad boy as much as I can. So what's that PFP was about? Oh, that's beautiful. Never do that. Yeah, I didn't know. You'll have to explain that story to me if you're more than welcome to do that. I am going to have to get going here in a minute, but if you guys want to tell me your stories, you can toss them in there. And I say this to you guys and I mean it. And I know some of you are probably like, yeah, right. He doesn't want it, but some of you do. And we have some great conversations. And I always tell you, like, I don't know. You might have a question about sports. I might definitely have an answer. It might be about life. I have no idea. I'm going to try to give you, you know what I mean? It's just, that's what life's about. And I just do that because I used to do things where I always felt like everyone's against me. I have no one, even when people were offering it. And so maybe a random person you've never met, sometimes that person can get through. And I know that worked for me. So maybe I could be that person for someone. So that's why I always say it. I'm not trying to preach or anything. Said I wasn't getting married until we won the Super Bowl, met my love 2013, proposed 2014, got married. My effing man, let's go. Yo, let's go. You're going to be at my wedding. I'm just letting you know that right now. And I wanted to marry this beautiful girl. I will, But unfortunately, some health things got in the way there and have turned my life upside down financially and everything else under the sun. But we'll get there. She's the love of my life. But dude, that's the kind of story I live for. That's what this is all about. Bro, thank you for sharing that. And I hope the best for your damn marriage forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. That's beautiful. That is the most damn beautiful thing I've ever heard. I love it. It's literally getting me pumped up. I'm ready to go through that wall. That's what I talk about when I tell people it's something you just can't understand unless you're an Eagles fan, man. It's just, that's beautiful right there. See, ladies and gentlemen, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Whenever I see your PFP Drew, I always know you mean something near and dear to you. Yeah, man, I love that. And I always just thought you were the go to something, man. I love to hear it, though. I definitely would love to hear that story. I usually don't share that. Hey, you don't have to hear, man, but you definitely reach out to me, but that is not something you have to do, man. And I understand that sometimes, it takes time to talk about certain things. So, hey, man, whenever or when, it doesn't have to be ever, but I'm always here for you, brother. And I'd love to hear any story you've got. Honeymoon was in Philly, went to the Monday game. That's a dream right there. And I've already told her, and dude, my girl is awesome, dude. She's already she's so supportive of everything I do, but it's like, and she's like one of those women, like, we lose, man, she's doing everything she can to make me feel it. I'm like, this is a dream woman right here, because I'm like ready to die after we lose. We all know it's like, I'm ready to rip heads off. My week is over. And she reminds me of what life's all about, man. I couldn't ask for a better woman, dude. So that's awesome. So that's the kind of stuff I want. I was like, we're going to incorporate all this stuff. And I'm not just going to be like, let's go to the Eagles stadium and have the wedding. But just, I need, something like that. Like, okay, we're going to go to Philly. We'll go to the game. And she's all aboard, stuff like that. So love it. My man, Jadis in the building. Let's go. My man, I missed you on Saturday. I actually threw the status report out. Gave you a shout out, was breaking down what the differences of things were, but missed you, my man. Going through things quick this week. Tonight, it's just talking about the game because I have nothing prepared. I haven't slept since last night. I'm actually about to be rolling out here in a minute, but tomorrow we are going behind enemy lines and we're talking about those Washington Commanders. We're going to get to know them, everything under the sun, but I appreciate you tuning in, my man. Hope you've been doing well the last few days. Hope you enjoyed the hell out of that damn game. How beautiful was it? My man, Tyree in the building. Dude, I was there also. Son of a bitch, Tyree. All right. I need to be better at letting you guys know, where I'm at. I was saying it on every video, but I know I need to find ways to, post it. I guess you can post on YouTube. I always forget that. You can make, action. But I try to post it on Twitter and stuff, but next time you go. We definitely have to meet up, man. I was throwing it down, and we're having a great time. I hope you had a great time, man. That's awesome. You got to go. Happy birthday to you, Tyree. Everybody, wish Tyree a happy birthday. What a damn great present that was. Love it, dude. And that win, I mean, that's the cherry on top. Oh, football has always been up. Never knew it. Especially born on the year the Eagles lost the Super Bowl against the Pats. Oh, football hoodies is a baby, bro. Okay. I was in a senior in high school. That's awesome. I literally, I'll never forget that. And waiting 13 years, being able to get that revenge on Tom Brady, how beautiful is that, dude? But that's awesome. You grew into it, man. And it's how my life's been. It's just, I mean, I was, born singing the fight song. You know what I mean? Actually, but I honestly, until I met Chelsea, there was nothing in this world, other than family. The Eagles are everything to me. Only knew 2 NFL teams at one point, 2018. That'll change. Hey, man, we all start somewhere, brother. And I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Very much so, dude. What a really cool story. We appreciate you sharing that, man. We really do. And I love all of you guys, dude. And I don't want to cut you off, but I got to get going. I told my girl, I was like, no way I'm going past 10:30. We're here. We're almost to 11. I'm going to get rolling because they didn't get to see me all day yesterday, man. So I'm going to go spend some time. But I love you guys. NFC standings after 2 weeks show us at 1. Let's go. You will see that tomorrow. Oh, Dizzle Drizzle giving you a little preview because tomorrow that will be part of it. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The stats, the standings, all of that will be added to Behind Enemy Lines. Yeah, I can't wait. So you guys remember last year, the way we do it, we talk about the standings, the stats, where they stand, but I don't do it the first couple of weeks because it's the first couple of weeks. You got to take it all with a grain of salt. So it gives you a little bit more. You still take it all with a grain of salt, numbers and everything, but we talk about it means a little bit more. So we'll talk about all those things, where these teams, how they've been looking the first couple of weeks, all that great stuff. But because it's still kind of new, we'll still talk about the players added, the players lost, all that stuff. So you'll get to know the team, all that great stuff. So tune in tomorrow. Behind Enemy Lines. And if you guys have missed out, whatever, on the 2 that we've done so far, you've never seen it. It's just we go through the roster. You get to know every single player, the starters, the backups. Then you get to know their off season. I tell you about who they added, who they lost, who they drafted. You get to see their depth chart, offense, defense, special teams. You get to see their coaching staff, the game details. So anything you would like to know so you could be ready for this game, that will be tomorrow. So I hope to see you then. I truly appreciate all of you guys tuning in tonight. Oh, yeah. I'm pretty damn confident. And the fact that it's Jalen Hurts versus Carson Wentz, I don't think people have really put that together. I think by tomorrow we're going to be seeing a lot of memes and people like, holy yeah, but which is fine because we're all enjoying this win. We're going to bask in it for a second. But it's going to be a wild one in their house. If that thing doesn't fall apart, we'll hopefully get to the fourth quarter and have the victory. But dude, I think we're going to stomp them, but it's any given Sunday. So we got to bring it all. We're definitely going to break that down this week. We're going to talk about behind enemy lines, but then we'll go through the matchups, top 10, all that great stuff. But if you guys have anything you want to talk about, you can find me on these platforms. You can always reach out to me, message me. You can always comment down below on one of these videos. I always get the notifications. And when I see them, I will get back to you. We will always talk some birds. So I appreciate all of you. Yes, I am Old Man River. And yeah, that's why I laugh so hard. And you'll get to a point where you hit a certain age and you start hearing like players like, oh, they came, or this. I remember, I think it's like once you start seeing like a player's kid, like you're like, huh, wait, junior, you're like, that can't be. Now I'm at the age where I'm seeing that shit all the time. Like I'm like, wait, like Asante Samuel Jr., like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? I was watching him in high school, the game you're talking about. So wow, life flies, man. Especially once you hit 30, dude. It's just, I don't even know how it happened. So let's go. But I'm going to ramble forever. When I was a kid, I only knew the Steelers and Packers existed. As a 6-year-old kid, I'd be like, hey, man. And we all grow up differently, man. Some people don't even know football exists, So that's all good, man. You just keep building on that 1% better every day. Let's go. Thing isn't falling apart. FedEx Field, dude, that thing is the most garbage. I hope those people win that settlement. That's hilarious. I hope they get a lot of money because Washington is a trash organization with trash people running it. We can't sleep on Wentz. I think he will win. The Eagles just have to play there. Well, that's the thing. Carson Wentz is a talented guy. We know that, but he makes a lot of mistakes. You have to force him to make those mistakes. You have to get pressure. We need to do that better this week. And we talked about that each week. We're going to get better at it. It's not about blitzing. It's about using these odd fronts and these people finding their footing in their roles. I know people hate Hassan Reddick dropping into coverage. He's only going to do it a few times a game. And I know he's not great at it, but you have to have that as the disguise. He has to do things better. But that is what a Sam linebacker is. I know a lot of people are really upset with that, but you got to allow him to do certain things that he can do. And there will be success for this defense. And I think a team like Washington, they've got a lot of talent. I mean, look at their receiving core. Holy hell. Curtis Samuel, Jahan Dotson, new to the mix, but Terry McLaurin, oh my God. Well, Curtis Samuel obviously was hurt last year. You get the drift. So those dudes, Logan Thomas, I mean, Antonio Gibson, J.D. McKissick even, they're all talented. So I think you can't sleep on anyone, but you have to be able to realize that if you put everything on the table that you've got without stupid penalties, I mean, the penalties I'd like to punch the refs in the face for last night, but I'll be real with you. Oh, sorry, I was kidding. There's no violence on my show. I was kidding. Jesus, I'm sure they'll get offended about that. But I think that, man, the penalties were too much. But if you don't beat yourself, you don't shoot yourself in the foot, you can definitely beat them. But Washington, it's a divisional matchup, man. And NFC East, it's always going to be a battle to the death. So I expect them to come hungry. And they've got some great pieces on defense. They have not been the same D as they've been of years past. And we talked about that last year. But, people try to use injuries as an excuse. And I said, look, I know that could be a part of it, but they're struggling. And I think it's time for this team to ride that wave we talked about. If you beat a team like the Vikings, that's that wave you ride to the Super Bowl. You might take another loss or two, but I've said it a million times. I think this is a 15-win team, and I'm sticking to my guns, man. I think this is a team that is going to be a lot better than most people think. And look, we could definitely be a 13, 12-win team. That's fine, man. I just think we're going to be at least, and I said it before, if it's a +5 team, then that has to be 14 for me. I have to set the bar at 14, but I'm okay if it's 12 or 13. I'm just saying, I feel this team is that much better than the team last year, and they had 9 wins. So we'll see how it goes, man. Shit. Sorry, I didn't We know Wentz weakness and strengths. I'm confident in our offense against the Washington defense, like Detroit's offense, but Washington. Yeah, man. And look, any given Sunday, but I think this team, we can definitely put a stop to them. But exactly, we just keep doing what we're doing. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you have yourselves a fantastic night. I will be back. I'm not sure what time tomorrow because I'm going to have to try to get some things in tonight, tomorrow, to try to finish all the graphics and all the stuff I need to do for it. So, hey, but yeah, behind enemy lines, tune in tomorrow. Washington Commanders. We'll be breaking it all down, the roster depth chart, the coaches, all the stuff, everything you want to know about the team, the Eagles week 3 opponent. Oh my God, first divisional matchup of the year. Cannot wait. But I hope you'll tune in then. If you need me in between then, please feel free to reach out. Let me know how you thought about this video, though. You have any thoughts about the game, whatever it is, you can comment down below if you're watching this later. I truly appreciate each and every one of you tuning in. Drew, thank you again for the super chat. Truly means the world to me. Dude, thank you so much. Truly appreciate that. And always appreciate talking football with you guys because, you know, when you guys take the time, that means the world to me. So thank you, man. I really do appreciate it. But you guys have a great night. Stay safe out there. I am Jimmy Smith, and this has been On the Road to Victory. Do you know how nice it was to sing that song yesterday? 4 times. I loved every second of it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 3 times. Have yourselves a great night. Stay safe out there. I'm running on fumes, but I will talk to you tomorrow. Stay safe. And as always, go Birds!